All right, certainly happy for Coach Brown. Incredible accomplishment, incredible moment for him tomorrow night. We're very proud of our rich basketball tradition here at LSU, and he's certainly a huge part of it. So it'll be a special night tomorrow night in the PMAC, and hopefully we can play well enough to make it a solid game. But be a great night and a well-deserving honor for him. Kentucky, tremendous team, great players. They've got the two-time freshman of the week in the league in Ty Washington. They got the best three-point shooter in the league in Kellen Grady. They got the best rebounder in the country in Oscar, and they've got the number 2 assist guy in the country with Wheeler, who we couldn't guard last year at Georgia. So be a big challenge for us. They're extremely physical, obviously well coached with Coach Cowell. So be a big challenge for us tomorrow night.
You guys didn't have 2 games last week. Just the extra couple days, were you guys able to kind of, fix some stuff with the offense? Just I guess kind of what did the extra days allow y'all to do?
I mean, we've worked on some stuff. We're continuing to work, trying to hone in on some of our areas of opportunities for improvement. We've been working hard. We'll see how it all comes together, but we've been working hard.
You talked about Oscar. What kind of problems does he pose?
I mean, well, Dan Sheldon, he
wait.
averages 6 offensive rebounds. Listen now, he averages 6 offensive rebounds a game. I only got 2 players on my team that average more than 6 rebounds a game. I mean, he averages more offensive rebounds than Efton Reed averages rebounds. I mean, he puts his big ass at the front of the rim, and he's physical, and he just eats up every basketball at the front of the rim. And so we have a particular issue because we like to switch. So then you've got a guard down there trying to rebound on him sometimes in a switch, and that can be problematic. Is that your question? Or you got something else to talk about?
My question was, compared to the 2 you faced the other night, he's a little smaller.
Oh, he's different.
Yeah.
No, he's different.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
I mean, he's different, but he's the most effective rebounder in the country. He's the most effective offensive rebounder in the country. They're the most effective. I mean, they're a tremendous offensive rebounding team because of him, because of Brooks. You can't forget about Ware. You can't forget about Collins, who's a tremendous athlete as well. They just go about it in they go about it different way. They're like top 15 in the country in defensive rebounding too. So we're not going to be able to get a bunch of offensive rebounds. But I mean, Oscar's just big and physical and just throws you out of the way and goes and gets the ball, and then he finishes at the front of the rim. Like I said, I mean, he averages 6 offensive rebounds a game. Days and Easton are the only 2 guys we got that average more than 6 rebounds a game total. I'm talking offensive. I mean.
Obviously, it was Efton's first SEC game against Auburn. Picked up 4 fouls, 19 minutes. Just what do you want to see from him moving forward, especially against?
Yeah, I mean, we need Efton on the floor. Look, we got 3 guys that have positive offensive leverage for us, and he's one of them. When he's not on the court, our offense, he's got positive offensive and defensive leverage for us. But when he's not on the court, we're just not as good. And so we need him on the court. And the reality was in the Auburn game, 2 of the fouls weren't his fault. We got guys gambling and giving up. I mean, he has to foul. He has to foul because our guys on the ball aren't doing their job. And so, 2 of them you can't blame on him. He's down there doing what we ask him to do, and our other guys just let things go haywire and puts him in a really tough spot. But we need him on the court. I know, he's a great player. He's going to have many more really good games for us than he has, games where he struggled like he did at Auburn. But he's a great player, and we need him on the court, on both ends of the court. We need him badly. We don't have very many players that are positive offensive leverage and defensive leverage. In fact, I can tell you we've got 2. We got 3 that are positive on offense. We got 6 or 7 that we play that are 5 that are positive on defense. We need him.
When you looked at the Auburn game from the start of the game, the 0 for 16 and the
Well, we shot 13 threes.
Yeah, and
in our
yeah.
first 18 shots. We're 294th in the country in three-point percentage, so I don't know why the hell we'd take 13 threes in our first 18 shots. We missed, we missed some really good shots. I told the guys, we can't get much better than this. And if we're going to win, we got to make these, especially on the road where we can just settle in and settle down. Now, I was proud. It's hard to come back from 18-1 to get that thing to 6. And we should have had it to 2 because we went 2 of 6 from the free throw line in that sense, in that little grouping of minutes there where we cut it. But yeah, we can't get down like that.
The 13 threes, were they good shots? Or did you,
Well, about
did you
about 7 of them, 6 or 7 of them, I thought were pretty good shots. The other ones were very difficult, challenged, tough shots.
how do you keep guys from taking those shots?
Oh, we've I usually give guys a lot of freedom, and I've curtailed some of that in some of these workouts I think Glenn asked about. We'll be a little bit more selective's a good word in our 3-point shots.
Kind of going back to Kentucky with the rebounding, they have a plus 16 rebound margin this year, which is #1 in the country. You mentioned Sheepway on the offensive glass. Is there anything that you feel like you have to change for this game, or is it just discipline, physicality?
Look, it's going to be the most physical game we've played all year. They are physical, especially down low. Their guards are physical. Their wings are physical. Everybody, they're just physical. His teams always are. And so, we're going to have to do a good job keeping it front of mind and put a body on them. Keep a body on them and stay in between them and the basket, which is a lot easier said than done.
Coach, Justice Williams came in, played his first game of the season, and played pretty
How about
well.
that, Glenn?
And played well for a guy making his first career start. What kind of role do you expect him to play going forward?
Yeah, he played great. Somebody told me, man, Coach, you dropped him in the deep end of the pool. I said, damn, I dropped him in the middle of the ocean, not the deep end of the pool, playing at Auburn. I thought, look, Justice is a really good player. I've told you guys that 100 times. Look, with COVID and everything that's going on right now, we're going to need all hands on deck. We need our top 10 guys healthy, and then we need 8 or 9 of them that can play every night. That's kind of the goal here moving forward, because we're going to have guys miss games, injuries, everything else that's going on. Although everybody in our program's boosted now. But we're going to need everybody, and Justice played tremendous. His poise was tremendous. He played with a veteran savvy. Look, he should be a senior in high school right now, and we're playing him, at Auburn, and so it's not like we let him warm up against Louisiana Monroe in the first game or something like that. We dropped him right like I said, in the middle of the ocean, and I thought he did really well, and he's earned more opportunity. But he studies, he's diligent. He really wants to be a great player. He's always working. He's always watching film. I love that about him.
I guess to that end, is there an update on Brandon Murray?
Yeah, we'll see. It'll be a game time decision tomorrow. He's done a little bit in practice. He's done some shooting. He's done a little bit in practice. So we'll have to see how he feels tomorrow. We thought he was going to be able to give it a go at Auburn and shoot around. It was too tough. So he was back there getting treatment before I walked in here. So we'll see how it is. But we certainly need him. He's a huge piece to what we do on both ends.
And then you talked a little bit about the backcourt of Washington and Wheeler. Just could you go into, I guess, a little more in depth about just kind of what they do so well?
Washington's going to be a lottery pick, and Wheeler's, Washington could score at all 3 levels, makes threes, gets to the rim, really good in the mid-range. I think about half his shots are in the mid-range. Like I said, he's going to be a lottery pick, and Wheeler does what he does. He's second in the country in assists. He gets downhill, drives that thing left, sets the whole offense up, gets them going in transition. We're going to have to get back in transition defense and get them stopped early. So It's going to be a big challenge with their backcourt, their front. I mean, look, they're Kentucky. They got good players. I mean, what do you expect?
Yeah, Coach. How much more did you learn about the resilience of your team, being the fact they were down 18-1 and almost cut it down to 4 points?
Well, we'll see about how we respond to tomorrow. So, I mean, look, we've got good fight. We play hard. As like I said after the game, I can't fault our guys' effort. We played extremely hard. We just didn't play with the discipline that we needed to play with to win in that type environment. And we certainly hope we play with a little bit better discipline tomorrow night, and we're going to have to play even harder and more physical.
Kentucky's offense doesn't shoot a lot of threes, get to the line high percentage of times. But how would you describe their offense and just how they manufacture?
Well, I think their offense is very, very smart. They take great shots. Their guys understand, Keon Brooks is really good in the mid-range, so he replaces to 15 feet most of the time, or he's at 15 feet most of the time. Grady's a great shooter. They get Wheeler driving downhill. They run some stack pick and roll where they back screen for Oscar, and then they've got Ty or Grady coming out, popping to the top for shots. So, I mean, they run. He's running almost all the same stuff that he's always run. He's just got, he's changed his pin down play a little bit, curls the second guy off the pin down. He's running, a little bit more of a 5-out set where he turns it down and goes into the Spain pick and pop in the middle, or pick and roll in the middle. So, he's changed a little bit of it based on the personnel, but they do what they do, and they do it very, very well. They know how to read their screens. They set screens. One thing they don't get nearly enough credit for is they set really, really good screens. They're physical. They're good screens, and they know the reads off of their stuff, and they're lethal in transition. We've got to get back in transition.
Is Sharif among your top 10 players yet?
He's practiced a little bit. He's been on and off, so hopefully, he would be 10. Yes. I mean, he would be in the 10.
And you can.
We dressed him out at Auburn.
Yeah, you can play him now. Yeah.
I mean, we could play him. I have to get clearance from Doctor on game day. We had clearance at Auburn to play him maybe 5 minutes if we needed him. I would assume we could probably get that tomorrow if we needed it. But I don't know till I meet with Sean. I meet with Sean, and he talks to our team doctor the day of the game, and they kind of go. They go through it and go over it, but yeah, I would certainly expect we'd have clearance to play him limited minutes the next, potentially the next couple games. He's got to get his wind. He's got to get in shape, but he's looked solid in practice.
Bit of a two-parter, if I may. Coming off the loss, how do you feel like the guys have mentally kind of bounced back, and do you think going against a school with maybe the prestige like Kentucky has, does that get them going a little bit more?
Well, I mean, anytime you play Kentucky, it's a big game. I mean, they're the class of the league. They're the blue blood program in the league. So I mean, anytime you play Kentucky, I think it gets everybody's attention. But there's a lot of other distractions that come with it too. Everybody's family wants to come in for that game. There's a lot of other BS that comes with it that you have to manage because you got a lot of people coming in town. You got to deal with tickets. You got to deal with everybody's telling, you got to do this against Kentucky. So there's just a lot of other stuff that comes with it where it's not just they get excited to play Kentucky, but can you channel that the right way? You have to channel it the right way. Just because you're excited to play Kentucky doesn't mean you're going to play well against Kentucky. Doesn't mean you have the preparation to play well against Kentucky. And doesn't mean you've got the right inputs to put the right output against Kentucky. And so that's what I worry about, is making sure we've got the right inputs in each of the guys to give them an opportunity to play well in what is a big game because it is Kentucky. Now, we'll see how we bounce back from a loss. We hadn't had one all year. But this is the SEC. We're going to have losses. That's just the way it works in a conference as tough as this. And, Auburn did a great job. They protected their home court, and now we've got to protect our home court this week. That's what good teams do. Protect the home court and see if you can steal a few on the road. And, we weren't able to do that at Auburn in a tough environment. And now we've got to come back and see what we got here at home this week.
Oh, yeah, going back to Dale Brown, since you've taken this job, how much has he helped you along this process, and like have you kind of learned anything new about him?
Look, I'm excited for him and him getting this honor tomorrow. It's an incredible honor for him, and it's something that he's wanted and is deserved, and be a great special night for him.